And you can ask Microsoft to provide a platform to develop it. You can ask Amazon to provide a hardware infrastructure where you can buy. I need 100 CPU today. I need 50 CPU today. You can just buy it whenever you need it. It's like a service. You get everything as a service. Take as an example. Let's say you as an institute to have information, to maintain the information about all your people. You have a IT center operating. Now, let's say you want to run during admission time. The power of the machine is not enough. So you need to put additional machines. Instead of buying additional machines, just to buy a service from a service provider, just during the admission time, that, okay, I need 5 more CPU power during January to April. And that's the time it's admission for me. So that's the way you can do it. Take an example of telecommunications. Telecommunications, what they do? They normally do the billing process. Like every month they set the billing, right? During the billing process, they need a lot of power on their computing platform. They need a huge power so that they can send the bills in time. Now, what they can do is, instead of buying 100 CPU power upfront, which they are not going to use it all the time, they're going to use only the last 5 days or 10 days of a month, they can just buy 50 CPU power as the internal infrastructure. Another 50 CPU, they can just take it as a service from a service provider for the last 10 days. That's the way they can do it. So now, what are the advantages of cloud computing itself? It makes a complete IT resource as a service over the net. So you just need to have a thin client. Now, if you look at it, like Acer has a small PC, which is for $200 to $300. You don't need to involve any of your Office document on your system. It doesn't have an operating system. It directly connects you to the net. Google has something called Google.docs. You can subscribe free documents. You can create an Excel sheet. You can create your Word document. Everything you can create online. You can store online, and you can retrieve anytime you want. Any of those things. No upfront IT cost. That's a key part here. If you look at it, typically the IT upfront cost is very high. So it is like pay as you use. Like if you use more, you pay like a telephone. If you make more calls, you pay more. The same thing. And services scale up and down like electricity whenever you need. If you need more service on day 1 and day 5 and day 10, just buy service only for day 1, day 5, day 10. Day 2, day 3, day 4, you don't need to buy the service. That's the way it is. No need to manage the infrastructure, because you just need to have a simple, thin client or thin notebook which will connect you to the network. That's what it will give. Now, if you look at the other part, what is the challenge? So, a lot of benefits on cloud computing, huge benefits, cloud computing. The biggest challenge why big companies are not adopting is because of their security concern. They are saying, I am China Telecom, I am keeping my customers' data, how do I go and give it somewhere else in the cloud? They are concerned about the security, because security laws are very, very tight in everywhere. It used to be very tight in US, now it is very tight in China, it is very tight in India, Brazil, everywhere security is a major concern for big organizations, because that is the only thing they own. They don't own the database, they don't own the Oracle application, they don't own the Sun server. What every organization owns is their customers, their customer information, and how the customer buying pattern, customer using, how they usage pattern, that's what they have it. That is the biggest concern. To address this concern, that's why we came, together, EMC, VMware, and Cisco. We want to make an IT infrastructure as a secure, low-cost, high-performance, and flexible service. So how do you really take cloud to the enterprise? Our concept here is called private cloud, and cloud dedicated for an organization. So all three of us, if you look at it, the initiative is called VCE. The initiative is called VCE. Okay. Now this was announced in January actually. We announced it in January. And what we do is, a typical